So with horror movies getting TV shows now, rather than, yes, some are getting reboots, but other ones are getting TV series based off of them. Ash vs. the Evil Dead, we had the MTV Scream series, yeah, we had that. And apparently the CW Friday the 13th TV show is still a go. Yeah, that's still happening. Which I'm actually I have a weird fascination of how that's going to go. So, with all of that being said, I decided to talk about a few things I would love to see as horror TV shows. We've also got, of course, Bates Motel, as well as Damien, which I didn't even know that was a thing until a day before it premiered. I was watching A&E the other day, and then it said, coming soon, tomorrow, the premiere of Damien, the TV series based off of The Omen. I was like, shit, that's a thing? Huh. No, really, I didn't know this thing was coming out in the same show. Is it A&E? Yeah, A&E is the one that has Bates Motel. I can't wait for a Damien Bates Motel crossover. That'll be fun. Norman Bates versus Damien? Yeah. Said no one ever. So, with all these horror-based TV shows being formed, I decided to talk about a few ideas I had for horror characters and what you could do with a TV show based around them. So, some of them will be origin stories, because that seems like some places to go, and other times it would be, full-blown shows based around them, as who they are. Kind of like what they're doing with Jason, apparently, as well as what they did with Scream. Is that still a thing? Because I heard terrible reviews. I don't think it got another season. I don't even think it made it for the first season. Anyway. So... what was I going to say about this? So first and foremost, I think what would be really cool is a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series. Now, there are two ways you could do this. There are two ways. First off, is a TV series that focuses on Freddy during his time as the Springwood Slasher. I think that would be a cool angle to really play with. You have Freddy in his younger years being a child killer, and you follow these group of detectives who are trying to catch the Springwood Slasher, and inevitably it ends with Freddy becoming who he is. The other one is similar to Freddy's Nightmares. If you guys remember that show, it's played on El Rey all the time. But for those who don't, it's kind of like Tales of the Crypt, but sometimes that would focus on stories focused on Freddy Krueger. And that's what I would like to do, is an anthology series, but every story has Freddy in it. Freddy is either punishing people or killing some teens or somebody of that degree, where you already have Freddy with his dream powers, and you could call it Tales from Elm Street or something. Yeah, the Tales from Elm Street or something of that nature. So yeah, those are the two ways. I think it would be cool to do, I'm not really cool with the whole making an origin and stretching it out. But I feel like you could do that with Freddy and get away with it if you go with the origin route and doing the whole Springwood Slasher motif, because he killed a lot of people, and I think it would be cool to see how Freddy Krueger functioned as a human being, because we got a glimpse of it in Freddy's Dead, albeit they were kind of dumb. But still, I think it would be a cool way to really play with that. Now, obviously, Robert Englund's a little too old, and he said he's not going to put the makeup on anymore, so you'd have to find somebody else. There's actually a guy, and I know I've said, Andy Serkis would be interesting, but there's another guy I think would make a great Freddy. If you guys ever seen Blinky 5000's fan films on, when he does Freddy and whatnot, there's an actor on there called Roberto Lombardi who does a great Freddy Krueger. He's not trying to channel. He does channel a little bit of Robert Englund, but at the same time he makes Freddy his own thing. And I feel like if you want to go an origin route, I feel like that would be a cool place to go in that sense. So I think Roberto, if they could ever find that guy, get him to play Freddy. And have him as Freddy Krueger in the other idea, having him with his dream powers. So yeah, absolutely. So moving right along is the other idea for a horror TV series around Chucky. Yeah, Child's Play. You just have Chucky going around killing people and have Brad Dourif do the voice. do I really need to say much about this show idea other than you have Chucky just shit-talking everybody as he's horribly killing them? You just get Jennifer Tilly and Brad Dourif in a sound booth. I'm pretty sure we could get some really funny shit from that. So you have, I don't know, like it would just be like one and done stories, or do some overarching of Chucky and Chucky's bride. I can't remember her name. Or if you just want to do Chucky, yeah, probably, you could go either way with either the Chucky family or just Chucky. You have them together and you just kill people in like these one and done stories, or have some overarching plots. Something like that I think would be a lot of fun. Next up is Halloween. Halloween I think would be fun in some way, but don't call it Halloween. I think I would call it like maybe call it Haddonfield. Yeah, Haddonfield, but here's the thing. I wouldn't do like a origin story like I would with Freddy, where it would just be how Michael grew up into what he was. I didn't really like the origin idea that Rob Zombie played out in the film. I really didn't like that because it's the abusive family motif. How original. And I kind of liked the idea that, John Carpenter had, where it's just a kid who just snapped one night. He just snapped because he wasn't able to go trick-or-treating one night, and he just took a knife to his sister, and he was just evil. I kind of like that, of just that idea of a monster can just be created from just out of nothing. I like that idea. So, yeah, that's kind of what what was I gonna say? That's kind of what I would go with, is just the original idea. What was I gonna say? What I would do basically with the Haddonfield idea is focus on maybe some people maybe focus on Michael returning, but he keeps to the shadows, and one by one he starts picking off people who have come to his house. Make it like a better version of Halloween Resurrection, more or less. So, yeah, or even have it just call it Michael or just call it Myers or something, and focus on Michael on a cross-country killing spree. Yeah, why not? So, moving right along is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now, this one's kind of been in talks before, apparently, but I don't know if it's still like a go or anything, but yeah. So, what I would do for a series focused on Texas Chainsaw Massacre is play around with the Sawyer clan. Yeah, but I wouldn't do the origin. I don't think you could find some cool stuff with the origins of the Sawyer clan, and they did try to do that in that one film with R. Lee Ermey, which I find it's a guilty pleasure of mine because R. Lee Ermey's so friggin' entertaining in that film. But what I think would be a cool angle to really play with is either do the origin stuff and follow the origin of the Sawyer clan and maybe have a young Leatherface, or have Leatherface in the series and have the Sawyer clan, surviving and killing people to eat in their chili. Yeah. So that's kind of the angle I would go with. One of those two. And finally is this one is this one will probably never happen, but I'd love to see a Gremlins TV show. It's a horror comedy, but I think it counts. But the problem is that I don't think I would have the CGI Gremlins, and that's the problem, is that people will go instantly for CGI Gremlins. I don't want to do CGI Gremlins. I want to use puppets. Something you can actually see and act against. So what I would do is play with an anthology series of the Gremlins in different places. First and foremost, Gremlins in Japan. How awesome would that be? Like, I always have this scene in my head of the Gremlins in Toho Theater, and they discover, like, one of the mini sets for Godzilla, and they just like, oh, smashy, smashy. And they just pretend to be the monsters as they fight each other in these little sets. Yeah. Another, I would like to see one Gremlin just puts on a schoolgirl outfit, is just be like, Senpai, Senpai! That's going to be an image in your head, isn't it, of a Gremlin, schoolgirl Gremlin going, Senpai, Senpai! Oh, Lord. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, you guys tell me, what horror-based TV shows would you like to see, and what would you make if you could make any kind of horror character into a TV series? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.